Hi everyone, my name is Jonah and I'm a third year student here at the YST Conservatory of Music and I'm a pianist. This coming Thursday, 8:20 PM on the 25th of November, I'll be giving my junior recital and it's a 30-minute solo recital. My recital consists of 4 pieces. Galati's Keyboard Sonata in B minor, K87, Schumann's Allegro in B minor, Opus 8, Triana by Albanese from his piano work Iberia, and lastly Scriabin Fantasy in B minor, Opus 28. The reason why I'm filming this video is just for you, the listeners, to have a bit more understanding and context about the pieces before the concert this Thursday. I think it's always helpful to have an understanding of the pieces before actually going to a concert to gain a deeper appreciation and connection with the pieces. And fret not if you are unable to secure seats to watch the concert live this Thursday, because it will also be live streamed over the YST Conservatory of Music YouTube channel, and the link will be in my Instagram bio. You can go and check it out there. Now, the reason why I titled it Fiery Fantasies is because you are going to hear a huge contrast of sound worlds, from the dreamy, ethereal sound world with many glistening, star-like sounds, yet illuminating the darkness, and this kind of dream-like soundscape with colours and clouds swirling. And you'll also hear the really fiery, unbridled passion and really powerful sounds, oceanic waves, thunder that rocks the very foundations of buildings. So yes, because of all these contrasts, that's why I decided to call it Fiery Fantasies. The first piece that I'll be playing is Galati's Keyboard Sonata in B minor, K87, as I introduced earlier. And Galati was an Italian composer who had a lot of influences from Spain as well. If you hear many of his other keyboard sonatas, he brings a lot of these Spanish influences into his works. This particular keyboard sonata though is quite unlike his other sonatas because it's really soulful, poignant. In a way, it's actually devoid of these Spanish elements. And it's very similar to a Renaissance, medieval style of singing and polyphony where there's no vibrato and it's straight tone singing, just a simple, pure sound. And so the image which I want to kind of think about is, just imagine this cathedral, a dark cathedral, and in the cathedral there's an organ, and everywhere in the cathedral is dark except for the organ, and a single ray of light shines purely on the organ. And that is the exact sound wall of this piece. You're going to hear many organ-like lines like this. Just this very kind of pure sound. And also, you're going to hear these organ pedals. And the piece is basically just in this organ-like sound world. So just listen out for the pure sound of the organ and the pure sorrow that this piece generates. Galati's Keyboard Sonata ends in B minor, and Schumann, my next work, also begins in B minor. Robert Schumann was a German composer and he was known for associating many musical motifs with his work and creating many musical characters. Two of his most famous characters are Florestan, which represents the passionate side of himself, and Eusebius, which represents the more introverted, reflective aspect of his own life and emotions. Now, Schumann's Allegro in B minor is Opus 8, and it comes one opus before his famous Carnival, Opus 9. And what he does is he hides these interesting musical motifs in his work. So, in this particular Allegro, the main musical motif that's hidden is this. And so as I play the piece, just kind of, it's a bit like a musical puzzle, a musical game. See in what form this motif kind of hides itself. It could be in. You hear it in the bass line there. Schumann hides all these musical motifs around in his work, so just try and listen out and play a little bit of a musical game and figure out where all these things are hidden. And speaking a bit more on the Schumann Allegro, he actually intended it as the first movement to a sonata that he was about to write. But the sonata didn't come to fruition. But nonetheless, this piece is in a typical sonata form, but has a lot of fantasy-like elements in it, as later on you will hear. And it's a section that's basically out of tempo. That kind of sound mode. And the main character word to this piece is eccentric, because no word, no emotion or characterization stays the same for a long period of time. It's always changing, and even when you finally think you've reached a certain point or a certain joy and victory, it is quickly just swept away again by another emotion. So hope you enjoy the changes in this piece. The next piece that I'll be playing is Isaac Albanese's Triana from his crowning set of works written for the piano known as Iberia. Now, when you think of Iberia, you know, it is Spain. You think of Iberico pork, Iberico ham. Yes, it's the same region, all from different parts of Spain. And Iberia consists of three collections of works written for the piano. And Triana comes from the second book. It's the third piece from the second book. Triana is actually, it's a place in Seville in Spain. And it's a place where historically many bullfighters went to, and there were many flamenco singers and dancers. And this piece incorporates a lot of those elements writing about it. It represents the gypsy quarter in Seville, Triana. So many of these elements, you can imagine the main character being a bullfighter who is really this strong macho guy, not very fragrant, is that the word? No, he doesn't smell amazing, but nonetheless he's brusque, he's rough, but he carries this macho-ness and nobility to him. And he's trying to woo this coy, innocent, flamenco-like girl. And you hear that in the piece of the man. And you hear the girl. And this piece also incorporates many of the typical elements of Spanish music, such as the stomping of the feet. So here you can imagine. And it also incorporates, of course, what is Spanish music without a guitar? That's the guitar plucking. So be prepared to be transported to a completely different world from all the pieces we heard earlier, and enjoy in this sound world and the lushness of Spain. The last piece that I'll be playing is Scriabin's Fantasy in B minor, opus 28. Scriabin was a Russian composer. The other Russian composers that you can think of are people like Shostakovich, Tchaikovsky, Rachmaninoff. And the Russians are known for imbuing their works with a lot of passion, and this fantasy is no different. This fantasy, you can imagine, is one which really contains a lot of power, like raw, unbridled power. And it's a piece which has a lot of oceanic waves and movements, you know? So, things like that. In this piece also, Scriabin writes one of my personal favourite melodies, and I think one of the most heartwarming, heart-wrenching melodies ever. later on, this heart-wrenching, pure melody is later turned into one that is fully passionate, pours out its entire heart. And that's the entirety of this piece. It's really a piece of passion, of longing, and of love, and just these raw emotions poured out in the piece. And at the end of the piece, you can hear with everything crashing down, everything's on fire, kind of this Greek temple with its pillars tumbling down because of how much power there is in the piece. And so in this piece, just sit back and allow the sounds to flow and take you on a journey. So thank you everyone for sitting through the introduction of my program, and I hope it really helps you to gain a deeper understanding and just to really gain a deeper appreciation of the works that I'll be performing on Thursday. And like I said, if you did not manage to get tickets to watch the concert live, fret not, because it will be live streamed over the Conservatory YouTube channel, and the link will be in my Instagram. The link is in my Instagram bio, so you can go there and check it out. It's on Thursday, 25th November, 8:20 p.m. So see you there. If you are watching, do leave a comment on the live stream. And yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoy this performance and I can bring you on a journey.